leaving Atlanta, we drove to a place called Moose Creek, Alaska. And that's where I began the second grade. Dad took me to school on the first day, and I was met by a very nice lady. He took me around to find a desk that I would fit into. Now, the school there, it was an elementary school. It consisted of 3 trailers. Each trailer housed 2 grades, 1 through the 6th. And our house, which was a half of a duplex, was only about a block or so away. And so I'd walk to school, and we didn't have lunch in a cafeteria. We went home for lunch. So we'd go to school in the morning, and then at lunchtime go home, and then go back to school. And right about 3:15 we'd let out. And during the winter months, by 3:15, the sky would be pitch black. We carried a flashlight to guide us on our walk home. At the Moose Creek Elementary School campus, we had 3 tetherball poles, and that seemed to be the big thing that was going on there. Tetherball. We'd all line up and we'd play tetherball. Usually one of the poles was for our trailer, and then another pole was for the 3rd and 4th grade group, and another pole was for the 5th and the 6th grade group. But of course we changed back and forth now and then. If you brought your ice skates to school, then you could put them on and you could skate about in the snow that would turn hard as ice for much of the time. But anyway, Mrs. Jasperson didn't stay there very long. Next thing you know, we had another teacher whose name was Mrs. Peterson. Mrs. Peterson, she was not an unkind lady, but she did seem a bit more fussy than Miss Jasperson was. But we did our activities from day to day, but she didn't stay there for the rest of the year either. Our final teacher that year was a lady named Mrs. Tutt, and she lived in the house with her husband right across the street from our house. So anyway, and she taught us a lot, and she ended the year off very well. She would make a crown for us to wear on our birthdays, and she always did little special things for all the students for one reason or another. I enjoyed Mrs. Tutt. Overall, I enjoyed the second grade too. And the next year, I'd be going to a new school on the Air Force Base at Eielson Air Force Base, which was only a few miles up the road. Anyway, if you by any chance had Mrs. Jasperson or Mrs. Tutt or Mrs. Peterson, that would have been during the fall 1964 through the spring of 1965, drop me a line. Anyway, who was your teacher when you were in the second grade, and where did you live? Take care. Bye-bye.